Clinical psychology seeks to understand, prevent, and relieve psychological distress. Clinical psychologists assess, diagnose, and treat mental, emotional, and behavioral disorders using scientific techniques. Let's embark on this enlightening exploration of the human mind together. To fully grasp the present, we must understand the past. Clinical psychology has roots in philosophy, medicine, and the study of human behavior. Pioneers like Wilhelm Wundt and Sigmund Freud revolutionized our understanding of the mind. The early 20th century saw the rise of behaviorism with John B. Watson and B.F. Skinner. This led to the development of behavioral therapies still influential today. The field now embraces a holistic view, recognizing the interplay of biological, psychological, and social factors. This biopsychosocial model remains central to clinical psychology. Our journey into clinical psychology begins with its core principles and practices. We'll explore key concepts, theories, and techniques that form the bedrock of this field. From anxiety and depression to complex conditions, we'll navigate mental health with clarity and compassion. We'll delve into evidence-based treatments designed to alleviate suffering and promote well-being. By the end, you'll have a solid foundation in clinical psychology. Let's address the difference between mental health and mental illness. Mental health exists on a continuum, with ups and downs being normal. Good mental health means coping with life's challenges and feeling good about ourselves. Mental illness disrupts this balance, causing significant distress and impairing function. It's a medical condition, not a sign of weakness, and can be treated with the right support. Understanding this distinction is crucial. The clinical psychologist, a guide on the journey within. Clinical psychologists assess, diagnose, treat, and prevent mental disorders. We gather information using tools like psychological testing and in-depth interviews. Our role goes beyond identifying problems. We develop personalized treatment plans. Distinctive roles: clinical psychology. In contrast, clinical psychology differs from other branches like counseling, cognitive, and developmental psychology. Counseling psychologists address less severe challenges, while cognitive psychologists study thinking and memory. Developmental psychologists examine changes over the lifespan. Each branch has its unique focus and expertise. Bridging the gap: scientist-practitioner model. Clinical psychology blends science and practice, grounded in research and clinical skills. We evaluate the effectiveness of our interventions to provide the best care. This commitment to science and compassion defines clinical psychology. Let's explore therapeutic approaches in clinical psychology. Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, helps identify and modify unhelpful thought patterns. It's a collaborative process focusing on the present, equipping you with skills to manage emotions and cope with stress. CBT is practical and evidence-based, addressing issues like anxiety and depression. It empowers individuals to break free from negative cycles. Psychodynamic therapy delves into how early experiences shape our unconscious mind. It explores buried memories and unresolved conflicts driving present struggles. Techniques like free association and dream analysis uncover hidden patterns. This therapy provides deeper self-understanding and insight. Humanistic therapy emphasizes self-actualization and living meaningful lives. Therapists create a supportive space for self-exploration, fostering growth and self-acceptance. The therapeutic relationship is central, embodying empathy and unconditional positive regard. Humanistic therapy nurtures our inherent capacity for healing and growth. It helps us connect with our true selves and live authentically. Beyond the surface: mindfulness and systemic approaches. Mindfulness-based therapy encourages present moment awareness without judgment. Systemic therapy views individuals within their relationships, addressing unhealthy patterns. Therapists work with families or couples to improve interactions and support. These approaches offer innovative ways to address mental health. Decoding the mind: tools of clinical assessment. Clinical psychologists use various tools to assess and diagnose mental health conditions. The clinical interview involves structured questions about thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. Psychological tests measure intelligence, memory, and symptoms like anxiety or depression. Observing behavior provides valuable insights into daily functioning. These tools help piece together the bigger picture. Accurate assessment guides effective treatment. The diagnostic puzzle, DSM-5 and ICD-10. Diagnostic criteria guide us toward understanding mental health conditions. DSM-5 and ICD-10 provide detailed descriptions and criteria for diagnosis. Diagnosis guides treatment and facilitates professional communication. It's a complex process requiring clinical judgment and consideration of individual factors. A glimpse into practice, a case study. Imagine Alex feeling overwhelmed and anxious, struggling at work and socially. Clinical interviews and tests reveal anxiety levels and thought patterns. Observations note restlessness and difficulty concentrating. Diagnosing generalized anxiety disorder guides effective treatment options. Section 4, the art and science of diagnosis. It's important to note that clinical assessment and diagnosis are not an exact science. It's a nuanced process requiring both scientific knowledge and clinical artistry. We consider biological factors such as genetics and brain chemistry, psychological factors like personality and coping mechanisms, and social factors including stress, relationships, and cultural influences. We recognize that each individual is unique and their experience of mental health is shaped by a complex interplay of factors. Therefore, we approach diagnosis with humility, recognizing the limitations of our tools and the importance of ongoing assessment and collaboration with the individual. Ultimately, our goal is not just to arrive at a diagnosis, but to develop a shared understanding of the individual's challenges and work collaboratively to create a personalized treatment plan that empowers them to live a richer, more fulfilling life. Section 1. The Sacred Trust. Confidentiality in clinical practice. Confidentiality is a cornerstone of ethical practice in clinical psychology. Imagine stepping into a therapist's office, your mind swirling with anxieties and fears. You need to know that what you share will be held in the strictest confidence. Confidentiality fosters trust, allowing individuals to open up without fear of judgment. Clinical psychologists are bound by a strict code of ethics to protect clients' privacy. Exceptions are rare and involve imminent risk of harm. We ensure client records are stored securely and conversations are private. Ethical practice extends beyond confidentiality to encompass the fundamental principle of informed consent. This means that individuals have the right to understand the nature and potential risks and benefits of therapy before making an informed decision about whether to engage in treatment. Think of it as a collaborative partnership, where the therapist provides clear and comprehensive information, empowering the client to make choices that align with their values and goals. This includes discussing the therapist's theoretical orientation, the length and frequency of therapy sessions, fees, and confidentiality limits. Informed consent is an ongoing process, not a one-time event. As therapy progresses and new issues emerge, the therapist continues to provide information and engage in dialogue with the client, ensuring they feel comfortable and empowered throughout the therapeutic journey. This collaborative approach fosters a sense of agency and autonomy, reminding us that the client is the ultimate expert on their own life. Now let's delve into the delicate territory of professional boundaries, an essential aspect of ethical practice that ensures the integrity and effectiveness of the therapeutic relationship. Imagine a scenario where a therapist bumps into their client at the grocery store or receives a friend request on social media. These situations, while seemingly innocuous, can blur the lines between the professional and personal realms, potentially jeopardizing the therapeutic process. As clinical psychologists, we're trained to maintain clear and consistent boundaries with our clients, avoiding dual relationships, which involve having multiple roles in a person's life. This means we wouldn't treat a close friend, family member, or someone with whom we have a prior professional relationship. These boundaries protect both the client and the therapist, ensuring that the focus remains on the client's well-being and preventing any conflicts of interest or exploitation of the therapeutic relationship. Ethical dilemmas are an inherent part of clinical practice. While we strive to adhere to ethical principles, real-world situations can be messy, requiring careful consideration and consultation. Imagine a scenario where a client reveals that they intend to harm someone else. This triggers a legal and ethical obligation to break confidentiality and take steps to protect the potential victim. However, the decision to breach confidentiality is never taken lightly and involves careful assessment, consultation with colleagues, and adherence to legal guidelines, or consider a situation where a therapist receives a gift from a client. While the gesture might be well-intentioned, accepting gifts can blur boundaries and create a sense of indebtedness, potentially compromising the therapeutic relationship. These dilemmas highlight the importance of ongoing ethical reflection, supervision, and consultation with colleagues. We don't navigate these challenges alone. We rely on our training, ethical codes, and the wisdom of our peers to make sound judgments that prioritize the well-being of our clients. Let's step into the world of Emily, a bright 25-year-old woman ensnared in the clutches of anxiety. Emily's story reflects the struggles of many. Picture Emily, her brow furrowed with worry, navigating her days with a persistent knot of tension. She excels at her job, but constantly doubts her abilities, fearing judgment from her colleagues. Social situations now fill her with dread, her mind racing with anxieties. Sleep has become elusive, her nights plagued by worries. Simple tasks feel like insurmountable hurdles. Emily's story is a reminder that anxiety doesn't discriminate. It can affect anyone, regardless of age, background, or success. As Emily bravely shares her story, a skilled clinical psychologist listens with empathy and a keen ear for detail. They embark on a collaborative journey of assessment, using a range of tools and techniques to understand the intricate tapestry of Emily's anxiety. Through careful questioning, they uncover a family history of anxiety disorders, suggesting a possible genetic predisposition. Psychological tests reveal elevated anxiety levels, negative thought patterns characterized by self-criticism and perfectionism, and a tendency to avoid situations that trigger her fears. Together, they piece together a case formulation, a conceptual roadmap that illuminates the origins and maintaining factors of Emily's anxiety. They explore how early experiences of criticism from a demanding parent might have contributed to her fear of failure and need for approval. They also examine how stressful life events like starting a new job and navigating a recent breakup may have exacerbated her anxiety, creating a perfect storm that overwhelmed her coping mechanisms. Armed with a deeper understanding of Emily's anxiety, the therapist presents her with evidence-based treatment options, empowering her to make informed choices about her healing journey. They decide to incorporate cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, as a cornerstone of her treatment plan. Emily learns to identify, challenge, and reframe unhelpful thoughts and practices relaxation techniques to manage anxiety. They also explore mindfulness practices to cultivate present-moment awareness. As Emily diligently engages in therapy, she begins to experience glimmers of hope amidst the challenges. Her anxiety, while still present, no longer holds her captive. She notices a shift in her thought patterns, her self-criticism softening as she embraces self-compassion and celebrates her strengths. The physical symptoms of anxiety, once a constant companion, begin to subside. She sleeps more soundly, her body no longer held hostage by tension and worry. Social situations, while still daunting at times, no longer evoke paralyzing fear. Emily finds herself engaging more fully, her authentic self shining through. Throughout her journey, Emily's therapist provides unwavering support, encouragement, and guidance. They celebrate her successes, navigate setbacks with compassion, and adjust the treatment plan as needed to meet her evolving needs. Emily's story is a testament to the transformative power of therapy, reminding us that with the right support, healing is possible, and we can reclaim our lives from the grip of anxiety. Now, let's say this exploration of clinical psychology has sparked your interest. The journey begins with a solid educational foundation. Aspiring clinical psychologists start with an undergraduate degree in psychology. This provides a broad understanding of psychological principles. To practice, you'll need a doctoral degree, either a PhD or a PsyD. These programs involve coursework, research, and supervised clinical experience. Once you've completed your education and licensing requirements, diverse and rewarding career opportunities await. Clinical psychologists are in high demand, working in various settings with unique challenges and rewards. Many choose private practice, enjoying autonomy and flexibility. Others find fulfillment in hospitals, collaborating with medical professionals. Schools offer opportunities to support students facing academic, social, or emotional difficulties. Academia allows for teaching and conducting groundbreaking research. The career paths in clinical psychology are as diverse as the individuals drawn to this field. Clinical psychology profoundly impacts individuals, families, and communities worldwide. It's driven by a commitment to alleviating suffering and promoting well-being. From therapist offices to hospital corridors, they work tirelessly to make a difference, providing a listening ear and evidence-based interventions to guide through challenges. At its core, clinical psychology is about human connection and creating a safe space. Our exploration of clinical psychology may be coming to a close, but the journey of discovery is far from over. Whether you're considering a career in this field or seeking a deeper understanding, there are countless avenues for learning and growth. Reach out to universities, attend conferences, and connect with professionals. Embrace the journey, for it's about self-discovery and acquiring knowledge. Seek help if needed, and explore available resources. Let's champion mental health awareness and challenge stigma.